So, you're a product manager, and suddenly you're being asked to lead an AI project, but maybe you don't know your algorithms from your elbows. Sound familiar? Well, you're in exactly the right place. In the next few minutes, we're going to give you the essential, no code required foundation you need to confidently lead your team and build some really incredible AI products. Let's dive in. If there's one thing you take away today, let it be this. This is the most critical mindset shift you have to make. You see, as PMs, we're used to building with Legos, right? Predictable bricks that snap together exactly how we define. But AI is much more like gardening. You don't program a plant to grow. You create the right conditions, the soil, the water, the light, and you guide its growth. And that soil for us, that's our data. Understanding this, really internalizing it, is going to change how you approach everything. All right, so what are we actually talking about when we say AI? It's a term that gets thrown around everywhere, almost like it's some single magical thing. But the reality? It's much more like a giant toolbox with a bunch of different tools inside. Let's take a quick look. At the highest level, AI is just about systems doing tasks that normally need a human brain. But here's the part that's absolutely crucial for a modern PM. We've moved on from the old days of writing a million if-then rules for every possible scenario. Today's AI isn't programmed, it's trained. It learns from data, and that is the fundamental difference. So what's the engine that's driving this whole data-first approach? Well, that's machine learning. If AI is the big dream of creating intelligent systems, machine learning is by far the most powerful and common way we actually get there today. Machine learning, or ML as you'll hear it called, totally flips traditional programming upside down. Instead of feeding a computer rules, we feed it examples. Think about a spam filter. You don't tell it, hey, look for these specific words. No way. You show it thousands and thousands of emails that are spam and thousands that aren't, and it just figures out the patterns on its own. It's the same thing behind your product recommendations or your Spotify Discover Weekly. It's all about learning from data out in the real world. Okay, this right here. This is the core workflow you need to burn into your brain. Seriously, every single AI feature you ever build is going to follow this exact path. You start with data. You use it to train a model, that model makes a prediction, and that prediction creates some kind of user impact. Your job as the PM is to be the master of this flow, to tell the story of the why and the how at every single step. Now, within that workflow, you'll always hear about two key phases: training and inference. The easiest way to think about it is this. Training is the model's study time. It's like cramming for a huge exam. The model is looking at massive amounts of historical data to learn its subject. This part is slow, it's expensive, and it all happens behind the scenes. Then you have inference. That's test day. That's when the fully trained model sees brand new data for the first time and has to make a super fast prediction. This is the part your user actually experiences, and it has to be lightning quick. Okay, so we get the basic process now. So let's peek inside that AI toolbox and see what we're working with. You don't need to be an expert on every single tool, but you definitely need to know what they are and what kinds of problems they're good at solving. Broadly speaking, machine learning comes in three main flavors. The one you're going to see 90% of the time is supervised learning. This is where you have labeled data, kind of like a teacher showing the model the right answers over and over. Think about fraud detection, where every transaction is clearly marked fraud or not fraud. Then you've got unsupervised learning. This is where you just give the model a pile of data and say, find something interesting. It's great for discovering things you didn't know to look for, like new customer segments. And finally, there's reinforcement learning. This is like training a puppy with treats. The AI learns by trying things and getting rewards or penalties. It's perfect for things like game playing or setting dynamic prices. Now let's look at some specific applications. First up, natural language processing, or NLP. This is the magic that lets computers understand and even generate human language. And for you as a PM, oh man, NLP is a goldmine of features. You can use it to automatically tag and route support tickets, summarize super long articles for your users, or build smart chatbots that are actually helpful. And on the visual side of things, we've got computer vision. This is what gives machines the ability to see and make sense of images and video. This is the text behind visual search on Amazon, where you can take a picture of something, or how your phone's camera magically finds all the faces in a photo. And just like everything else, how well these models work depends entirely on the quality and the diversity of the images we train them on. Okay, now we need to talk about the huge shift that's happening as we speak. I'm talking about generative AI. And this is a total game changer because it moves AI from being just an analyst to being a creator. For years, AI was about analysis, classifying an email as spam, recognizing a face in a photo. But generative AI is about creation. It can write that email for you. It can generate a photorealistic image from just a few words. It can even help you write code. This completely changes our jobs as PMs. We're not just building a better hammer anymore. We're designing a conversation with a creative partner. But this new creative partnership, it comes with a whole new set of rules. The outputs are no longer a simple yes or no. They're probabilistic, which is a fancy way of saying they're based on probabilities. You might get a different answer every time you ask the same question. So how do you design for that? And how do you measure success when the right answer is totally subjective? These are the new, fascinating challenges that land right in the product manager's lap. So, with all that as context, let's get down to it. What is your actual job in all of this? How do you lead an AI product team when you're not the one building the models? Well, this is your playbook. I'm going to let you in on the most important secret in the world of applied AI. It is not about the model. It's not. While your data scientists are geeking out over the latest algorithms, and that's great, your success or failure will almost always come down to your data. The quality, the quantity, the relevance of your training data, that will have more impact on your product's performance than anything else. Your obsession shouldn't be the algorithm. It should be the data pipeline that feeds it. And that means your job is not to become a data scientist. Let me say that again. Your job is to be the great translator. You are the bridge connecting a real business problem to a technical solution. You define the what and the why so your team can crush the how. You're the one who looks at a model that spits out a probability score and figures out how to turn that number into a feature that makes a user's life better. And to help you do just that, here's a super simple but incredibly powerful checklist. Before you kick off any AI initiative, you have to have rock-solid answers to these next few questions. First, and most importantly, never start with the technology. Just ban the phrase, "let's use AI to," from your vocabulary. Instead, obsess over the problem. What painful, repetitive task are we trying to automate? What really complex decision are we trying to make simpler for our users? Start with a real human need and only then ask if AI is the right tool for the job. Okay, once you've nailed the problem, your very next question, long before anyone talks about models, has to be about data. Do we have it? Is it clean? Is it labeled correctly? If the answer to any of those is no, or kind of, then you don't have an AI project yet, you have a data project. Answering this question honestly upfront will save you and your team months of pain. I promise. And finally, please ask this critical question. What happens when the model gets it wrong? Because it will get it wrong. AI is probabilistic. It's not perfect. So what's the user's escape hatch? Is there an undo button? Can they give feedback to correct it? Your plan for failure is every bit as important as your plan for success, because building trust means designing for the inevitable mistakes. So let's bring this all home. It's really tempting to think of AI as this mysterious, magical black box. But that's the wrong way to look at it. AI isn't magic. It's not even just technology. It's a product capability. It's another powerful tool in your toolkit, just like a database or an API. And it's your job to shape it. Your value as an AI product manager isn't in knowing the deepest details of how the algorithms work. It's in your clarity of purpose, your relentless focus on the user, and your ability to lead your team through the fog of a probabilistic world. You are the human intelligence that guides the artificial intelligence. You've got the foundational map now. The only question left is, where are you going to lead?
If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and share it, with others who might benefit too. To learn more about product management and digital marketing, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update.